of going to school, you have to keep an open mind and keep a lines of communication with everyone. So just because it doesn't appeal to you doesn't mean that it is not for you. Going to school, some of us will go part-time, and some go full-time. So it depends on how you want to finish, right? What the opportunity is for you once you're completed. What do you want to do with that? Remember, you have to make sure that your family, friends, organizations support you. That's what's going to get you through for being dedicated. Now, that determination, for example, I went through my last year of research almost quitting every 3 months because I had a lot of family sickness. It wasn't me being sick, but those around me were very sick. And I wanted to always give up. But the main thing that kept me going was my advisor. He was understanding, he was empathetic. I had colleagues in my class that continued to support me, help me along the way. You have to build that community to keep going. The first thing you want to make sure is create a map for yourself. That map starts up at the top. When do I want to finish? What is it going to take me to finish? And who's going to help me finish? So when you're doing a doctoral program, it's very, very stressful, very intentional. You have to be intentional with everything that you do when it comes to that. I'm going to stop right there, and if there are questions that you have, would love to make this interactive. I feel like I'm talking a lot, but I want you to be able to ask questions, and then I can collaborate back and forth with you. Dr. Doss, with that, you have?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Students, you can ask questions if you like. Now you can interact with ma'am because he wants the session to be more interactive.
Yes.
So anybody of you can ask questions so that she can respond to your queries. Please ask on.
Now it's early for me. You've been working and walking around a little bit, so y'all gonna be ready and have some questions for me.
Okay, please ask on, students.
A very good morning, ma'am. This is Namrata Panda.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I want to know that what do we really mean by encounter is an opportunity? So can you please explain about it?
Okay. And every encounter is an opportunity. So what that means is everyone that you come in contact with, your colleagues, people you work with, people on your campus, or even people that you are involved with at your institute, at your social gatherings. When you're talking with people, you take the opportunity to build on what you're trying to do. For example, if you are in an organization and I don't know what your research is or your expertise is, the opportunity is there for you to, it's kind of like you pushing your own agenda into someone else's to help you further what you need to do for yourself. So every opportunity, whereas that's a professor that's doing research, you have to be in the right place at the right time. Sometimes people feel like you've missed an opportunity where you're talking with someone and there's a conversation about X, Y, and Z. They're doing, creating a model to, what's a good example? What happened to me? For example, I'm in leadership. but I got an opportunity to be able to, I got into teaching because I was around other colleagues that said you have a good speaking voice and that you're not afraid to talk. That's just me being in a place at the right time and someone needed some training. Every opportunity is wherever you go, you have to be intentional about listening, being able to differentiate yourself from the group that you're already in. So that's what I mean by every encounter is opportunity. Everywhere you go, it's a network. Even if you're in the store and you're in line with someone, and there's a question that you can yourself ask if you've been given the opportunity. So that's what every encounter is. Now, when I relate it back to school about opportunities, because when I first started every encounter as an opportunity, this was right before graduation. Started my graduate degree. Everywhere I would go networking, I stayed in a networking arena with different people in different circles. And that's how I was able to develop how to get opportunities encountering. So that's being in contact with people all the time. You have to be a people person and listen with others.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good morning, ma'am. Satyaranjan Samal here.
Good morning.
We have heard a lot about networking, and you also mentioned it. Can you tell me how to do it in a productive way? That is just just how to do it in a better and productive way. How to network?
That's a great question. What is networking? And like you said, very specific and what is going to be, how it's going to benefit you. In today's world now, we started out with the business cards, and everybody would go around and just handing out business cards. Well, that's not effective and that's not smart. We used to say, for me, when people did bring up their business card, don't just take business cards, but make something on that card to remember that person, right, or why you even accepted their cards. Now I'm telling people, you don't have to take every card comes in front of you, especially if it's not going to do you any good, but clutter your wallet, clutter your pockets or your notebooks, right? Being intentional is when you have conversations with people, and not only you want to look at it, what's in it for me, right? What's in it for me? If I'm talking with you as an individual, how can we work together? Or how does that connect me? Because remember, you trying to network to get to the next level or to help build yourself up. And if I am an IT person and I am definitely not interested in being in management, how does that benefit me? So you want to be very intentional with networking. It's okay to smile, but don't collect cards because that clutters your mind. You got to be very specific in what you want to do. So networking don't just come about with meeting people. There's groups and there's organizations. You have to be intentional about that. If you are an IT person, maybe you need to Google organizations that hold meetings, right? And then that's being intentional. So everything has to be very streamlined to what you're trying to do. Networking is not getting in a room, walking around, just collecting cards or having a conversation with people that you're not even interested in what they have to say. And it's not rude to know that that's something that you do not want to do. You can respectively move forward. So it's all about being intentional and being where you need to be. So networking is not about just collecting cards. You have to be very intentional who you come in contact with.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good morning, ma'am. It's Chandan here.
Yes, good morning.
Ma'am, actually, if every encounter is an opportunity, then is it necessary to take every opportunity we encounter? Because if we take every opportunities we encounter, maybe someday any of our opportunities maybe go south. And so, what should we do if we take every opportunities or not?
So let me repeat your question so I understand it correctly. You're saying if there are if opportunity comes,
Yes, ma'am. If a opportunity comes, we should take every opportunity or not. Because if we take every opportunities, maybe some opportunities go south in some ways in
and that's
future.
okay. No, so yes, when you talk about taking every encounter, you have to be smart about that. Every encounter is an opportunity. It may be it's not a missed opportunity. It's an opportunity where you can accept or take. There's still a decision and a choice. And let's say, for example, if there's an opportunity that is great that you can't give up or you can't miss the opportunity. If you go there with that opportunity, you give it your best, and if it does not pan out for you, you're still on your own track. You don't get off track. So there are opportunities left, I would say left and right, but the right opportunity, you make the choice for yourself. And I say don't ever feel bad about taking opportunities that don't work. You wouldn't know if you hadn't tried, because I'd rather you go for an opportunity than think back on what if I should have taken an opportunity. So every opportunity is always a choice of your own.
Ma'am, actually, I want to ask about that opportunity. Like, if there's some risk in that opportunities. Like, I'm one day when I before I do the MBA, I get a contract of a Suez Canal of a huge amount, and I don't know about how to make that because I was new to the sector, so I didn't accept that contract. So till nowadays, I'm feeling guilty for that. Why I didn't take that opportunity. If I take it, maybe I'm something else right now. And then that time I thought that if I take it and I couldn't do it in somehow, then maybe it's like that type. I mean to say, in that situation, what should you do?
That's a personal choice, and I think we have to be passionate about something. If that opportunity, you got to be like, this is something that I need for me and the MBA, because even with that opportunity, you can make your own decisions even with that. Meaning, for example, you might want to be in whatever that organization or company, you can tell them this is what my goal is. And they could even collaborate with you on that. I don't know if like a reimbursement or if there's a time frame that they'll let you do that, but you have to be intentional. That's your vehicle. You're in charge of your own destiny in that. And you have to look at other factors. When I talk about being dedicated, determined, it's not just you if you have family, right? And if you already have a job. So those are things that you have to work with making decisions. So that's an opportunity that sounds like it's wonderful. Because you can still always attend an MBA program. But this opportunity may not come around again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
Other questions, other students? Yeah,
Yeah.
please ask me.
Hello, am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you
Yes.
are audible.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Niranjan Sahu. I have two things, ma'am. After listening to you, I believe long years back I came across a book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Whether this topic is similar to that. And number two is that whether we will convert it to an opportunity from our own perspective, or we would see that it is a win-win situation for everybody. These are the two issues I would like to get your comments from you. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Dr. Das, I heard him a little bit. Could you repeat what he asked me?
Pardon?
I couldn't hear you.
I just want to tell you again the questions you mean.
Yes, repeat the question. Or the
Okay.
comment. Yes.
Mr. Sahu, please repeat the question. Hello.
Yeah.
Mr. Sahu. Mr. Niranjan Sahu.
Yeah, I don't see him on the screen anymore.
If I may, I heard the questions. Can I repeat it for
Yeah,
him?
you ask, yes.
No. Mr. Niranjan Sahu's questions were, the first one was, sorry, I remember the second one. It was, should we only look for our benefits in all the opportunities, or should we consider a win-win situation for everyone involved?
Should you only look for your own opportunity?
Yeah.
They are asking, while we take an opportunity, are we really looking to our benefit to have the opportunity or not?
I would say yes. The benefit is for you because this is your vehicle of what you're going to do for yourself. So of course you want to be considerate of those around you, but at the end of the day, you as an individual, you know what you're doing. And sometimes we have to be unapologetically okay with making decisions for ourselves. Many of you have started a program. Like I said, I'm not really sure what the dynamics are, but some of you may be married, some of you may be dating, some of you may have families, and attaining a PhD, I know in the States is very rigorous, it's very stressful. As you elevate in each area of the doctoral journey, it becomes more and more about you. This is very serious. Education is serious, and right now we have a lot of people, young, old, returning people, going back into education, all right, to be able to attain higher degrees, being able to, because we're offered to take education because of what's going on in the climate that we're in now. But yes, you have to be okay with that. I myself, I'm married. I've been married 15 years, and what happened, I got to a point where being a wife and a professional woman, and me attending a doctoral program, me being a doctoral student became first. Right, so I had to have that conversation. My husband had to be understanding. He was at this time not first because I was eating, sleeping, and thinking PhD or my research. So that's why I say you have to have a buy-in and a dedication for not just yourself, but everyone that's around you, because there is going to come a time and a point in your doctoral journey that's what is going to be very important to get to the end. So yes, it has to be a very intentional what you need to do for yourself.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anybody else? Sir, would you please ask your first question? I think there was a network failure. You went in between.
Yes. The first question
Yeah.
was, in fact, in the Dale Carnegie writes about the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. Whether the concept is just similar to that. He has advocated a lot of theories how we can do that. Whether your concept is identical to that theories.
Yes, I know the book that you're referring to, and yes, I concur with that. I do. At just a gentleman before with the question, I have to say at the end of the day, it's a selfish period, because you got to get to where you need to be. So all opportunities, what that entails is being very specific to your own journey. So I read the book, I have the book, and it is because even with the people that are around you, those are the people who are going to be understanding. And those who are not understanding, it's okay, because you still got to get to the end of where you want to be. And that just because, and you will lose people along the way. Yeah. So that's why I say it's important at the front end to have a conversation, because it's not just about you in the beginning, it's about being dedicated with everyone around you. You will lose people along the way, and that's okay. You got to be okay with that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Any other questions?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ma'am, my question is very basic, that every encounter is an opportunity. So I want to know what type of encounter is this? Means which type of encounter are you referring to?
When every encounter is an opportunity? Are you asking me about every encounter? Are you asking me about this every encounter is an opportunity?
No, ma'am. My question was, we are ready to take the opportunities, but what is about that encounter? Which type of encounter is that?
An encounter of opportunity is, are we going to do a fellowship? Are we going to do a study abroad? Are we going to take even a job? Sometimes you have to, you may be offered a job in the midst of where you're going in your educational journey. A job that you said you can't miss. But that's up to you to be able to make that decision. Is it worth making $60,000 opposed to finishing your academic journey to make $100,000? So every encounter is an opportunity. It's whether or not you choose to take the opportunity. Because some opportunities you may want to miss. But if you don't take time to stop and evaluate it and know what the consequences are, then you'll always wonder. But if you take that opportunity and look at it, decide is it a good choice, because sometimes they are, and then sometimes they're not. But one important thing about education, you can always get back on track. You can always be back on track, but you got to be focused for yourself. Make that decision. I ran into a lot of opportunities, and I had to take each one on an individual basis and say, is this going to help my journey to finishing my academics, or is it going to prolong my journey to my academics? And it's okay if you choose to prolong it. But you got to remember, I guess, I know in the States and different degrees, there's a time. If you're part-time, it takes 6 to 7 years. If you're full-time, you want to get out in 3 and 4 years. So you have to determine at that moment what's good for you. I want to tell you all that every opportunity account still comes back to you, what that decision is going to mean for you. But there is an opportunity for every encounter. Now, whether you want to extract from that and build on it, or you can choose not to take that opportunity. But it won't be a missed opportunity because you had time to make a decision on it.
Thank you, ma'am. Actually, he had some kind of a confusion. He was asking about these type of encounters, like whether it can be a positive encounter or a negative encounter, actually doesn't talk about that. It speaks your interest area, whether
Oh,
it is
my
from,
interest.
yes, yes, that is, no, that means it is one individual's interest area, whether it
Mhm.
is social, whether it is psychosocial, whether it is personal, whether it is professional, any area of interest become an encounter for you. And how you manage it, that is
Oh,
a kind of the opportunity you can grab. So that's what actually the he should understand, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Exactly. I was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
so for so for me, I do. I look at it as for personal, work, and even social. So for me, every encounter, every encounter of an opportunity, I use that in my whole holistic life.
that's true.
Yes, I use it holistically. I make choices, I make decisions based on my encounters. Yes, and I teach, even I teach in an organization on consulting, not at Georgia Tech, because I teach leadership and I'm an adjunct faculty at a graduate school. So I teach undergraduate at Georgia Tech and I teach graduate courses at a private school. But for my business, I do a lot of training and coaching and workshops with nonprofit organizations. And I talk about work life and people who are entering to the workforce. And when Samal asks about the networking, so I do a lot of that with every opportunity it's an encounter. Because when you're looking for work and you're trying to get back into a profession, you have to take every opportunity there is to help get you into the right direction. Because even though I am talking about resumes and writing, there's something out of that conversation that can help someone that may be looking for a job or maybe be willing to transfer and transition out of a job. So yes, I use it in my holistic life, even with my granddaughter, opportunities with her. She's impressionable now. She's 15. I have a 15-year-old granddaughter. And I have her make decisions based on what she's knowledgeable of. Because it's either it can only help you. So I use it all around.
Thank you.
Even at
Thank you.
work.
Yeah. Any questions anybody would like to ask? Anybody would like to ask anything? Hello? Okay.
Well, what I would like to say to sum up this is you have to take care of every opportunity to practice your communication skills as well. So when the occasion arises, you have that gift to be able to articulate and have clarity and be able to have the emotions to go along with making decisions that affect other people and yourself. But every opportunity account is definitely a one person vehicle. So everyone has, I see about 60 to 67 people online. You have your own encounter. Everyone have their own encounter. So that's an individual choice. Individual.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I just want to give you a brief idea that we started this orientation course in 1st of October 2020. And till today it was continuing. And in the platform, there are MBA, there are BBA students, there are BBA e-commerce students and BComs, that is commerce students are there. and more than 150 students are there on the platform. And we continued a journey for the entire 1 month. And every day there were 2 sessions, that is pre-launch 11 to 11:45, and it is the post-launch, that is the 3:30 to 4:15. And the speakers were, it was equitably taken from academia as well as from the corporates, and from different corporates, from manufacturing as well as from the service industry. Corporate leaders were there, and the others are from the academics like you, and there are a couple of faculty from other parts of the US, they were there, and some other faculty were there from our university, and some eminent speakers, those who are the corporate trainers, they were also the part of the training team. And it was really very beautiful experience. I hope the students must have gathered, because they started speaking over the different areas like leadership, team building, stress management, conflict management, social and interpersonal relationships, and as well as these how to encounter the opportunities, how to adapt the opportunities. These are the areas where the focus of the discussion, because so that they can have a smooth journey for 2 to 3 years in this university.
Yes.
And your sharing somehow really the eye opening for them, that what exactly they are going to.
I can't hear you. I think you went out.
We are very thankful to you.
Okay. Well, thank you for having me. I enjoyed the questions and the feedback. I think the best way to connect and get an opportunity with everyone is to ask questions and to listen to hear the feedback. So I'm very encouraged by all of you, and I enjoy each and every one of you, and I hope you are doing very well and way on your journeys in your academic.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And you are the closing batsman of the entire session. Okay, madam, thank you so much for being with us today. And we are really obliged of getting you in this platform.
Yes, and thank you for having me. And you have a good evening.
Yeah, thank you, Dr.
I plan that at least.
Thanks, Dr. Das, for your wonderful month-long session. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, madam. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Dr. Merrick, yeah, for your wonderful.
Thank you for having me. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I also the video recordings and all. Network difficulties are there. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, your voice is audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, students, we'll have our own discussion now. And just wait for 2 minutes. I will call to Dr. Padana Mahapatra, and he is your controller of exam. He will talk to you. So please stay online. Don't leave now.
Okay, sir.
Please stay all.